you must not eat udala seeds if you have a small anus. And so when I said you send a thief to catch a thief, I really didn't mean that there is maybe the president is a thief. Yeah, he has been seeing what is happening. Yeah, and mostly he has been keeping quiet. There is this time when he went to the US. I'm told he used a private jet worth 200 million, but now he told us he used 10 million, of which we are not so sure. So you'll find out that even during that trip, yeah, I'm sure that there are some funds that were misappropriated during that trip. Yeah, because how can you go for a private jet? Yet in Kenya we have the Kenya airline, the Kenya Airways. Yeah, he could have opted for that. Yeah, but now he had to go for an expensive flight for that trip. What does that mean? We are misusing the funds. Yeah, so I used that term. I didn't mean that the president is a thief, but it is a proverb.
So, Mr. President, before you go, I want to let you know that in your cabinet, currently we are having so many incompetent cabinet secretaries. For instance, let me give you an example of your friend, Kipchumba Murkomen. Kipchumba Murkomen did law. He has never been in any law firm in this country. He has never won any case. But currently, he's heading the Ministry for Road and Transport. My question is, between where is the conjunction between the Ministry of Transport and a lawyer? In that department, you should be putting there a person who has done even civil engineering, who knows so much about construction. Lastly, the Minister for Agriculture, that person, he even doesn't have a bachelor's. We all know this information. We have the government's website and we Google, we see this information. So, Mr. President, if you are going to give us those people who are incompetent, then we are totally doomed. You know, when we elected you as the president, normally they say, you set a thief to catch a thief. But this time round, when we elected you, Mr. President, that you can help us now catch those people who are corrupt in this nation, you're just there laughing with them.
What's up, everybody? This is Kenya Online Media, your number one source of entertainment news. And my guest today is a young man, Gen Z. And we are here to just unpack what exactly the young people want. And this is the conversation that has been going on. And he made a statement on the Twitter space, that X space that went down recently with the president, that has left many Kenyans wondering, okay, is this true? What did he mean by this? So, Marvin, how are you?
I'm fine, and I really feel good at the moment, yeah, because I'm speaking out my mind, so I'm good, and everything is okay on my side.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So when we had that tweet X space with the president, there is a statement that you made. There's a statement that you made, and you said when you were given a chance to talk to the president, you told him, we set a thief to catch a thief. What did you mean by that? Ebu elaborate kidogo.
Eve, sisi wote we have gone to school, yeah, and we have been in literature classes. Yes. Yeah, we have these things that were proverbs. Like, for example, let me give you this proverb. Do not eat udala seeds if you have a small anus. It doesn't really mean that as a person, you can't know the size of your anus. Let me use that term, yeah? It is an English term anyway. So, you must not eat udala seeds if you have a small anus. And so when I said you send a thief to catch a thief, I really didn't mean that there is maybe the president is a thief, yeah? I used it to express myself. At least any person who has been in the literature class could understand better. The president is a politician. Yeah, and all those people who are in the, let me say those cabinet secretaries, at the moment we are not calling them leaders because we as Kenyans, we really don't want leaders. We want servants. Yeah, so those people, the cabinet secretaries, are also politicians. And there is a back then in the Jubilee government when the president was the deputy president. Yeah, you know, when he was the deputy president, he was also in charge of the government. And during those days, it is in the public domain that the taxpayers were losing around 2 billion every day. Yeah, so you'll find out that the deputy president was part of the government. Yeah, and this money which belonged to the taxpayers, 2 billion every day being lost, it means the deputy president by then and the president were the one who actually could have minimized the loss of such funds because they are the heads of the state. So personally, when I said the term you just asked, the deputy president by then, Dr. William RUTO. So we had no other option of electing any other person because those people who are vying, they had no idea of how the government was being run. And because the deputy president by then had sidelined the government, so most of us young people, we voted for the deputy president, knowing that by then he had known where the glitch is, how this money were being lost in the government. So probably when he comes in as the president, he will know how to handle such loopholes. Yeah, but unfortunately, as I just said, the president, he has been seeing what is happening. Yeah, and mostly he has been keeping quiet. There is this time when he went to the US. I'm told he used a private jet worth 200 million, but now he told us he used 10 million, of which we are not so sure. So you'll find out that even during that trip, yeah, I'm sure that there are some funds that were misappropriated during that trip. Yeah, because how can you go for a private jet? Yet in Kenya we have the Kenya airline, the Kenya Airways. Yeah, he could have opted for that. Yeah, but now he had to go for an expensive flight for that trip. What does that mean? We are misusing the funds. Yeah, so I used that term. I didn't mean that the president is a thief, but it is a proverb. Yeah, if you have Google, you can Google that term. If you have the dictionary, you can go through the dictionary, then you'll probably get the meaning and how and the real situation I was trying to bring to the public, so that the public would have known what is really happening. Yes.
When you used that proverb, you mentioned a few names as well. You mentioned Kipchumba Murkomen, you mentioned Oscar Sudi in the, while you were using that term as well. Maybe tuambie, what was pressing you so much about these two men that you decided, I want to address them and I want to mention their names while I'm speaking to the president?
Sometimes, Eve, they always say that you say the truth, and the truth will always set you free. Yeah. So when I mentioned the likes of the Kipchumba Murkomen, who is the member of parliament, there is this instance where he has been in the public, yeah, working with a lot of money.
Kipchumba or Oscar Sudi?
I mean Oscar Sudi. Yeah, he has been working with a lot of funds. Yeah, you'll find out that there is a time where he donated around 20 million. This same person is a member of parliament, and the members of parliament, the highest they earn now, it's 1 million. So if you are donating 20 million in a church at once, and you have been in the member of parliament for less than 2 terms. Yeah, let me say that less than 2 terms because the current term has not ended. Even you, if when you do the calculations, 20 million. Yeah? You know, that's one of the things that is making us, the young people who have no jobs and the government is not employing, to go mad and of course being angry. Yeah? 20 million in a public forum donating. Where are they getting this money? It's literally, this money belongs to the people. It belongs to the taxpayers. So I used that example so that I can bring out the, I can show the people the really picture, what is happening on the CS for transport, the road and transport. The other day he had an interview. It was just a day before yesterday. Yeah, he said the cheapest watch, the expensive watch he's wearing, it's worth 0.9 million. That's 900,000 if 900,000. And the member of the cabinet secretary, he earns around 1.2 million in Kenya. So, and he clearly said that 900,000, he bought that watch with his own money. You know, we now have to analyze every word in this statement. This means that there are other things he has bought, but using the taxpayers' money. Because he said, this is the watch that I bought using my own money. Meaning there are other things, the fancy things has been buying, that the money belongs to the people. And I also saw that he's wearing a belt worth around 50,000 to 80,000. 50,000, 80,000. That one is someone's salary. Yeah. Even the JSC teachers are not earning that salary. The high school teachers are not earning salary close to 50,000. These are the money that the doctors are earning in Kenya currently. So I don't think we are on the right trajectory if these leaders, the people whom we call leaders, are using a lot of money to buy fancy clothes, yet their salary is slightly below 1.5 million. Yes.
Okay. So with those examples, is our president the problem, or is it, the people that are under him?
Yeah.
Or the people that he has, entrusted to help him lead the country?
Yeah, now, for example, now like Kipchumba. Kipchumba is a Murkomen, is a very close ally to the president. And probably that's one of the reasons why the president entrusted him to be the cabinet secretary for transport. So you'll find out that the president at times, he has been awarding loyalty. And if you are being awarded loyalty and you are underperforming, I don't think that's the way to go. Look, for example, the former president, Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta nominated the late Professor Magoha as the cabinet secretary for education. Magoha has never been a politician, but he was nominated to spearhead the cabinet, the ministry for education, because of his because he has the idea of the education sector. He was the vice chancellor for UON. He has been a professor. He has been teaching, so he probably knows what happens in the sector of education. So that's why Uhuru Kenyatta nominated him to be the cabinet secretary for education, not because he was a close ally or a friend or a politician, but because he had a right track record as the professor in this nation. May his soul rest in peace. Yes.
So the people he has entrusted are the problem.
Yeah, most of these people are the problem. Let me give you an example of the cabinet secretary for health. Nahumicha, okay, he comes from my home region, from Western. Nahumicha, when she was when she was interviewed, and she was asked about her academic qualifications, Nakhumicha said, I have a bachelor's, a degree that is in medicine. But this degree was acquired online. A doctor. Doctors, they undergo something called, they go to labs in school. Can you go to a lab online? You cannot go to a lab online. So you'll find out that Nakhumicha doesn't really know what it takes to be a doctor. The other day you saw the medical practitioners outside his office at Upper Hill. Yeah, they even slept there because these people have gone to university. They have spent 6 years, 7 years, some 8 years. You know, at times when you are in a university, there are challenges like school fees, and so these challenges, will find out that some of them they were deferring their studies. So they spent around 8 years trying to come out as qualified doctors. But when they come out as qualified doctors, the person who is heading this ministry, she really doesn't care about them. Some of them are not being paid. The interns, they were being underpaid. These interns, immediately they are out of the internship. They don't get the jobs. So you'll find out that this cabinet secretary, she really doesn't care about the doctors. What does that mean? She's incompetent. Yes.
Okay. Speaking of incompetence, and during this time of the protest, we saw so many members of parliament saying some very some things that angered Kenya vibaya sana. For example, there is a video that was trending of the member of parliament of Dadaab. He goes by the name Farah Malim, and he said that if he was the president, he would have slaughtered 5,000 Gen Zs. So how does that make you feel as a person who went on the streets fighting for your rights, and you saw some who died, you know, in the process of fighting for their rights and fighting for a better country?
Yeah, in fact, let me say rest in peace to the fallen soldiers whom we lost in the street. Some of them were killed and shot by the policemen. Yeah, some of them were left in the cold blood, and we have even clips that the policemen said they were telling doctors that get out of here, and this doctor, she was trying to explain to the police that you are tear gassing us, yet we have people that we are taking care of. Some of them have been shot. Some of them they have complications during this protest, and an incompetent policeman says we are even going to kill more people. So something of the sort really hurts me. So going back to that member of parliament who said, we call them the MPs, by the way, he's an MP, yeah, he's not a member of parliament, who says that if he was a president, he would have killed 5,000 Gen Zs, and that's why he'll never be a president, and he's not going to the parliament after the next general election, because we are going to vote them out. This person is one of the people who are using the public funds in a incorrect way. Let me use that term without a proper word. So he doesn't know the pain that we people are going through, and he thinks that when he kills 5,000 protesters who are on the streets peacefully and armed, fighting for their rights, is the solution to end this protest, then he should be ashamed. Yeah, he should be ashamed, because you know, even those police officers who are shooting people, I'm a Christian, and I know that there is nobody who is allowed to kill any other person. In fact, even those people who steal, I'm not talking about those who steal the money from the public. I'm talking about these thieves, our dogo, those who steal like chicken because they don't.
Wezi wa kuku.
Yeah, wezi wa kuku, because they don't have the jobs where they can earn. Such people should not be killed. Yeah, because nobody is allowed to kill any other person. Kila mtu ako na siku yake ya kuenda. Yeah, na when that day comes, God will call you. And when he calls you, you will go rejoicingly, because that's your day. So that member of parliament, I want to tell him that he has children. And I'm 100% sure that some of his children are in our generation, the Gen Z. If he wants to kill 5,000 people, let him begin with his children. Because I'm pretty sure that even those children of his are going through hardship and they were in the streets. I'm 100% sure. So if we think like that killing us 5,000 Gen Zs is a solution to end this protest, then I don't think. Today, if you kill one, 100 are going to emerge. If you kill 20, 400 are going to emerge. If you abduct 3, 1,000 Generation Z are going to emerge. So killing, abducting is not a solution. Yes.
So, Marvin, as someone who has interacted with young people, you are a student leader at Technical University of Mombasa. So you know the problems that the young people face, even before hata tufike kwa mambo ya protest. Right now, what are the most pressing issues that Gen Zs have with the current government?
The most pressing issues that the Gen Z we are having with the current government is the lack of employment, the unemployment rate. There is this interview that Linus Kaikai and other journalists were interviewing the president, and they played those clips where the president he promised us that whenever he's going to be elected as the president, then he's going to create more jobs. Yeah. But after 2 years now in office, we are being told that the government is not going to employ people for the next 1 year, and most of these people are the young people. So the most pressing issue is unemployment. Apart from that, the leaders, they're also the problem, because whenever we try to approach them, they treat us as trash. Whenever we have their numbers, we call them, they don't pick. We WhatsApp them, we text them, and WhatsApp is a very nice tool, because when you read my text, I really know that you have read my text. So we text them, explaining each and every issue that we are going through. They are up there, they can help us, but they don't reply, they don't call back. Most of them are never in the offices. Yeah, so that's one of the issues: unemployment, rogue leaders, incompetent leaders, and of course even in the education sector is also one of the things that is pressing us. You find out that the current government scrapped off the usual sponsorship for the students to pursue university courses, and now they are demanding that you, as a person who want to pursue the course in the university, you have to apply for the scholarship. During those days when CUSP was CUSP, yeah. When you have been selected to go to a certain university, the government will automatically pay for your school fees. But today, you have to apply. And mark you, we have people who are from the rural area. They don't access the internet. Yeah? They don't know what is really happening. When they go to cyber to apply, let me take for example now in my constituency, Kimilili. Someone will come from somewhere called Bituyu to Kimilili town is around 5 kilometers to go and apply for a CUSP course, because they don't have the smartphone, they can't access the internet. So immediately they apply, they'll receive a congratulation message, you have been selected to join this university. They have no idea of the scholarship application. So when they miss out on that application, they are being forced to pay the full fees. They are being forced to pay full fees. Like for engineering courses, you'll find out that they are paying around 300,000 per year. So this issue of the government demanding that any person who joins the university as a government-sponsored person has to apply the sponsorship through the CUSP portal. It's one of the things that is going to demean or not give the coming generation the rights for education, because some of them don't know how to go about it. Thank God I know how to go about it, but we have millions of the youth who want to join the university, they have no idea of what is happening. Yes, so that one is also a pressing issue. Yes.
So you've talked about, the issue about education, governance, and employment. How can the government remedy some of these things? What should they do to make sure that there is more employment? People can access education, go to universities, and make sure that money is not being misappropriated.
So when I'm going to answer this question, I'm going to answer this question for the coming government, because the current,
not for the current government.
No, the current government, we are even past. We are past a talking stage, because these people, hey, to be honest, they'll call you, talk to you nicely, and then promise you the goodies, but they are not going to do it. So even if I give them the idea of what they really need to do, I'm pretty sure there is nothing that is going to happen. So the next government that will come, that government that will be led by the Gen Zs and the millennials, when we come in as a government in the next general election, I think we need to lay down the strategies of especially the funding in the universities. We scrap off that thing of somebody has to apply the scholarship through the it goes back to where we were when you go to the university, you are automatically funded. Yeah, you only pay a few pennies. Yeah, I think we should go back there. And then another thing is that we have been electing leaders based on what they have. Yeah, and I'm trying to bring out to you that most of the people are electing leaders because they have money, they are bribing them for a vote. So in the coming government, we don't have to look at a person because he or she has money before we elect them. Let us sit down with them, look at their track records, look at their leadership qualities, and then we can elect them. So that one, when we elect people in regards with their track records, it will really minimize such problems that we are having today, because this person is coming to the government. He knows what is really taking him there as a leader. And of course, I said we are not going to elect leaders, we want the servant. So as a servant of the people, he or she will really know what is pressing the people. And we are all humans. As a human, what I feel, the other person is also feeling. So today, personally, if let me take this example. I'm a person who has gone through all these hardships. And when I opt now to contest for a leadership position in this country, and I got elected, probably I'll know where I'm coming from. You'll never forget where you are coming from. So let us elect servants based on their track record, their leadership qualities. Yes.
Okay, now that you've said that this is for the next government coming in, we still have about 2.5 more years for the current government to continue. So how shall it be in the next 2.5 years? What will happen if they don't listen, if they don't adhere to what Gen Zs want?
You know, the only thing that we people want now is people who are incompetent should go home packing. Yeah, and by saying this, I want the youth, yeah, who are in the villages, in the urban area, in the rural area, to come out in large numbers to register for votes. Yeah, and when we are going to have the general election, we should vote in one voice as a united generation, the millennial and the Gen Z. So for the remaining 2 years, let me just assume we'll have the election in 2027. We are really going to suffer between today and 2027 in August, when we'll be having the general election. So at this point of the time, the only thing we want is that those people who are in authority, especially the head of state, you should fire those, in fact, the whole cabinet. Yeah, let him fire the whole cabinet. They go home. We bring in new people who knows what the young people are going through. Yeah, and then after that, we also want to send packing the members of parliament who are against the young people. So between now and 2027, a lot of things might happen, but we really need to sacrifice. We are going to face tough times. If at all the current leadership is going to be in office until that time, we are going to suffer. Yes.
So in the event that, you've talked about firing the entire cabinet, recalling the MPs and everything. So does this mean that the young people will go back to the streets if these things do not happen? Because tumezoea, our president saying something and then he doesn't actualize. But just recently, we've seen that he's starting to make changes. So if the entire changes that the young people want don't happen, what shall happen? Are they going to go back to the streets?
Before I answer that question, let me pose a question to you. What changes has the president made recently?
I've seen that there are few changes he has made in the cabinet.
I suspect that one is just on paper or on social media, but I don't think there are a few changes that has happened in the cabinet. He said he will work on it soon, and that soon, I wonder it's not coming.
We have seen him scrap off some of the unconstitutional offices, such as Office of the First Lady. Some of those budgets have been put to a pause and such things.
Yeah, of course, he said he is going to scrap off such unconstitutional offices. Yeah, and of course, we are not sure, because we even don't know where these offices are. Personally, I don't know where these offices are. But if I find time to visit those offices physically and see that the changes that the president said have happened, then I'll be satisfied. But at this point, if I'm not satisfied, I'm not really satisfied. And in the instance that the cabinet secretaries have not sent packing and the MPs have not been recalled, Article 37 of the Kenyan Constitution, it gives us that freedom of exercising our rights through peaceful protests. And I came to realize that this government, the only language they listen to is the protest. Then probably we don't have jobs. Personally, I don't have a job. Yeah.
You're a graduate.
Yeah. I'll employ myself to the streets every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, until our voices have been heard. And if today I say, let's go, I'm sure I'll convince around 10 people. Those 10 people also convince another 10 people. And we'll find out that we are now coming out in large numbers because we don't have jobs. Our grievances have not been heard. The government has not done what exactly we as the young people want to happen. Like, for instance, firing the entire cabinet and recalling the members of parliament who are incompetent. They are using our funds in an, let me say, in an ungodly way. Yeah. So we'll still go to the streets. Yeah, because we don't have jobs. The only job I have is to wake up early in the morning, brush my teeth, wash my face, go to the street. Yeah. In fact, I'll not even have breakfast or lunch, because where do you find a breakfast and lunch and you are unemployed? Yeah? At the moment I'm 24. So the parents have already kicked me out of their homes. Yeah, I'm a man. I have to go out there, and out here everything is so tough. What do I have to do? I have to exercise my constitutional rights by going to the streets as per Article 37, and also exercise my power, my rights as a citizen of Kenya as per Article 1 of the Kenyan Constitution, directly exercising my powers. Yes.
Is dialogue an option instead of going to the streets?
I said we are past talking stage, because why should we waste our time sitting together talking, yet after talking there's no changes? I don't think the dialogue is a solution now, because people have had dialogues every now and then, but they don't bear fruits. So I don't think it's a solution, according to me.
After the X space that happened with the president, where you also aired your grievances, do you feel like there was any change? Do you feel like it was worth the time?
Imagine if I told the president I'm unemployed, and he clearly told me that he was also unemployed when he came out of campus until he was elected. So probably the president, he was telling me now that I should try as much as possible to be elected and also be employed by the Kenyan citizens. So I don't think his responses satisfied me, because he also never addressed that issue of the child who was shot in Rongai. Because I asked the president, in the previous interview with Linus Kaikai and the other journalists, you clearly say that you was asked about this child who was shot dead, and you also posed a question that, is he dead? Meaning you had no idea of what happened. But after some 2 to 3 days, and of course the IPOA say that they are conducting investigation in 21 days. After some 2 to 3 days, you're telling us that the person who shot this child is not the police officers. It's a person who snatched the gun from the police officers and fired against the child. So you'll find out that the president at times he is contradicting himself. He doesn't know whether this person is dead, but he knows that this person was shot by a person who is not a police officer. That question I posed to the president, it was not answered. Yeah. I also, okay, the only question that the president answered, he told me about the unemployment, that we should apply for the jobs that they are advertising. Have you ever been to that government portal and went through those jobs that these people are advertising? No. Let me tell you. Go to neimis.co. I don't know, but it's a government portal. You'll find out that a lot of jobs there, these are the jobs being advertised by the Saudi Arabian agencies. And you have seen what young people who have gone to look for green pastures in Saudi Arabia, you have seen what they have been going through. Yeah, some of them we had to go to the Twitter and amplify our voices until the ambassador, or I don't know, I'm not a historian, until the young lady was flown back to Kenya. She went through the medical checkup, but of course currently she's okay. I'm sure you know the lady I'm talking about. Yeah, so
I've seen so many stories from there, horrible stories.
So you'll find out that these jobs, personally I've done electrical engineering. My option is telecommunication and information engineering. I expect to go through that portal and find an advertisement that suits my career, my profession, what I've studied in campus. But why should I get out of my country, go to Saudi Arabia as a houseboy, or a lady going there as a house girl, yet they have gone through the campus? I don't think that's the job creation that we really want. We want jobs that have senses. Yeah, it's just like taking a girl from the village, you bring her in Nairobi to a certain boss. She takes care of the child, the utensils, and then the house. That's what these people want to take us out there to go and do. So that one is not a solution. Yeah.
So during the protest, it started off as, reject the finance bill, and that was done. That the movement achieved what it set out to, the purpose, and then we went to RUTO must go, right? So in the event that he actually goes, what's the way forward?
In the event that the president goes, in fact, I always say that if Kenya was UK, I'm sure that the Prime Minister of the UK would have resigned today. But in Kenya, the president cannot resign. I don't think the president will resign. And we want him to go because he is not solving the issues that we are going through. So in an event that he doesn't go, then as I said earlier, we are still going to suffer. Yeah, because I don't see if we are going to have any changes. So at first we wanted the finance bill to be scrapped off. Yeah, it was scrapped off in totality. Yeah, and then after being scrapped off, we came to realize that we are not even going to be employed. Yeah, because we were told that apart from that, apart from not being employed, we also find out that the nurses or the doctors, they are not paid. They are not being paid. And who is the person to pay these doctors and nurses? It's the president who gives the orders that you people need to pay these people. They have been on the streets for over 100 days, but their grievances have not been heard by the government. So we decided to say let him just go, because we have already solved the finance bill, but we have even a bunch of pressing issues, and this bunch of pressing issues, the only person who can sort them out is the president. But because there are so many, then we are pretty sure that he will not be able to sort them out or solve that problem. So he just better go. Then we have someone who really understands what we really need. Then he or she will take over from there. Where President RUTO has done tremendous job, of course, for the past 2 years since he was elected. But so many things have not been so many pressing issues have not been solved, and we are remaining with 2.5 years to 2027. So probably we don't think these things are going to be solved, and so we are 100%.
But if he actually solves them, are Kenyans willing to give him another term? Young people, speaking as a Gen Z.
Speaking as the Gen Z, currently let me use this term. When we are doing campus politics, we used to say that we are not recycling, yeah, and we are not going to marry the widow. Yeah, that one is also another proverb. You go and check. It doesn't mean that someone there is a widow. Yeah, we are not going to marry a widow. So all these people who have been in the government for 10, 20, 30 years, I don't think when we give them another chance, they will really do what we want, because you cannot do things in the same way and accept different results. It can't happen. So probably I feel like the president has served us as the president now for two terms. He served us as the deputy president. He served us as the minister for agriculture. He has done a lot. Yeah, we really now need to give other people, the fresh blood, a chance to see whether this nation is going to be transformed from a third world country to a first world country. Yes.
In this fight, how can the older generations, our parents, come in to make sure that come 2027 we elect good people? Unajua, people have been joking about we shall hide their IDs and everything, but how can they help the young people make sure that we have a better country?
So our parents, what they can help us now is let them just sit down and relax and eat their lunch, supper and breakfast and leave everything for us. Even in the electioneering period, yeah, of course the constitution allows them to exercise their voting rights, but at times we can do away with the constitution. Let them just sit home. Yeah, let them just sit back and watch. We are going to take this country to the right trajectory. That's the only thing that our parents, apart from praying for us so that we cannot catch a bullet in the street, that's the other thing that they can do for us. Let them just sit back at home and let the young people, we take this nation to the right trajectory, because they say that the young people are the future leaders, but currently we are saying that the young people are the current leaders. So let them just sit back at home, they'll see changes.
Thank you so much, Marvin, for your sentiments, and continue representing the young people.
Thank you so much, Eve, also for giving me this chance to speak to the Kenyans. And I want to urge Kenyans, especially the young people, never to be silent whenever they have the pressing issues. Let them come out in large numbers to express their grievances, ask the government to do what is right. Yeah. By doing this, and then we are not going to suffer as we have been suffering. Yes.
Thank you so much, guys. You've heard from Marvin. Keep it KOM for more.